New Jersey is mocked as America's punchline, yet every resident here generates more economic value than anyone in California, Texas, or New York, over $80,000 each, far outpacing the national average. It is not luck. It is geography, weaponized. Within a 4-hour drive, New Jersey sits at the epicenter of 38% of the U.S. population and half the nation's gross domestic product, a $625 billion empire hiding in plain sight. How did this overlooked corridor become America's secret economic powerhouse? The answer starts with a map. Draw a circle with a 250-mile radius centered on Newark, New Jersey. Inside that circle lives nearly 38% of the entire United States population, more than 125 million people. This single sweep of geography covers the full sprawl of New York City and its suburbs, the dense clusters of Philadelphia, Boston, Baltimore, and Washington, D.C., and stretches deep into the economic arteries of Pennsylvania, Connecticut, and even Virginia. It is not just about bodies, it is about buying power. That same radius contains roughly half of America's total economic output, about $14 trillion in annual gross domestic product. The density is staggering. Fortune 500 headquarters, global banks, tech giants, and millions of small businesses are all packed within 4 hours of New Jersey's borders. Every mile, every city block multiplies the potential for commerce. This is economic geometry, where proximity is not just a feature, it is the main engine. When a company looks to reach the largest possible market with the fewest moves, the map does not lie. New Jersey sits at the mathematical center of the nation's most valuable consumer corridor. In practical terms, it means any product, service, or innovation launched here can reach more wallets more quickly than anywhere else in America. The numbers are not theory. They are the daily reality driving why so many industries quietly anchor themselves to this central radius. A 4-hour drive from central New Jersey isn't just a number on a map. It's a living, breathing advantage for anyone moving goods, building a business, or launching a product. Within that window, freight trucks can leave a warehouse in Elizabeth at sunrise, and by lunch reach the heart of Boston, downtown Washington, D.C., or the loading docks of Philadelphia. It's not theory, it's the daily rhythm of commerce. For logistics planners, this reach translates into less time on the road, fewer fuel stops, and more predictable delivery schedules. Every hour saved means lower costs and faster turnaround, which is why so many companies quietly set up operations just off the turnpike. The 4-hour radius is not a boundary, it is a promise of access. In practical terms, manufacturers can supply retailers, e-commerce giants can guarantee next-day shipping, and small businesses can tap into a customer base that would take days to reach from anywhere else. The reduced friction is not just about highways. It is about how New Jersey's geometry turns distance into opportunity. This is the hidden math that makes infrastructure investment here pay off every single day, setting the stage for the logistics engine that powers so much of the state's economy. Cargo ships from every continent line up at Port Newark, each one stacked with containers holding everything from electronics to sneakers. Last year alone, the port moved more than $200 billion in goods, nearly 3/4 of the traffic of the entire New York and New Jersey port complex, and the highest value on the East Coast. Giant cranes unload containers around the clock, feeding a supply chain that never sleeps. Trucks roll straight from the docks onto the New Jersey Turnpike, a toll road engineered not just for commuters, but for commerce. Over 300 million vehicles travel its length every year. The tolls collected are more than $1 billion annually. They do not just pave the asphalt, they bankroll the arteries that keep products and profits flowing. For the fulfillment worker who clocks in before sunrise, the rhythm is relentless. Unload, sort, dispatch. Every package that leaves this corridor is a data point in a system designed for speed and scale. The port and the turnpike form the backbone of a logistics machine built to move faster, farther, and with more certainty than anywhere else in America. Jet engines roar overhead as Newark Liberty International Airport runs its own nonstop operation, quietly fueling New Jersey's economic machine. This airport isn't just a travel hub for tourists and business travelers, it's a $30 billion economic engine, according to Federal Aviation Administration studies. Each year, more than 25 million passengers move through its terminals. But the real action happens behind the scenes, where cargo planes load and unload high-value freight at all hours. Electronics, pharmaceuticals, fresh seafood, and time-sensitive parts move in and out with clockwork precision, connecting New Jersey directly to markets across the world. Newark Liberty's runways are the first and last stop for shipments bound for Europe, Asia, and beyond, making it a critical link in the global supply chain. For companies with tight deadlines and customers demanding next-day delivery, the airport's location is a strategic advantage. Minutes from the port, seconds from the turnpike, and always open for business. The ripple effect spreads across warehouses, trucking firms, and local suppliers, turning every arrival and departure into economic momentum that never really stops. Behind the scenes of New Jersey's economic engine stands a warehouse empire, nearly 956 million square feet of storage and fulfillment space, stretching from the industrial edges of Elizabeth to the outskirts of South Brunswick. Inside these buildings, the work never stops. Forklifts hum past towering shelves packed with goods, and fulfillment workers sort packages destined for every corner of the country. This is where the invisible hand of commerce becomes tangible, box by box, pallet by pallet. New Jersey's warehouse network is not just big, it is built for speed. From these hubs, trucks can reach about 1/3 of the United States population, nearly 100 million people, overnight. That is why Amazon, UPS, and FedEx have planted some of their largest East Coast facilities here. Every time someone clicks buy online, there is a good chance the package spends a moment in New Jersey. Industry estimates suggest as much as 60% of online orders in the region pass through these fulfillment centers. The state has become the quiet backbone of American e-commerce, moving billions in goods each day, all while most people never give it a second thought. For the workers on the floor, it is just another shift. For the rest of the country, it is the reason next-day delivery is even possible. In a narrow band stretching just 30 miles from New Brunswick to Princeton, New Jersey packs more pharmaceutical firepower than entire countries. Global giants like Johnson & Johnson, Merck, Bristol-Myers Squibb, and Novartis pour over $50 billion a year into research and development. The reason is simple. Geography turns every lab into a launch pad. Top scientists flow in from Princeton and Columbia, while the FDA headquarters sit just a short drive away, making regulatory conversations almost routine. Deepwater ports and Newark Airport connect these discoveries to the world overnight. For one researcher, a morning in the lab can mean a new drug reaching patients across continents by the end of the week. This is high-margin innovation, scaled by proximity. Every weekday morning, nearly 500,000 New Jersey residents step onto trains, buses, or into their cars for the commute into Manhattan. For families in towns like Hoboken or Montclair, the math is simple. Wall Street salaries flow home to New Jersey, where property taxes, while high, still run thousands less than an equivalent apartment in the city. It is not just about paychecks. Shopping trips to Delaware mean skipping New Jersey's 6.625% sales tax, saving hundreds each year on clothes and electronics. This daily migration is not just a routine, it is a strategy. Living in New Jersey unlocks suburban space, access to top schools, and a financial edge that comes from knowing how to cross borders, sometimes twice before breakfast. David Tepper, one of the most successful hedge fund managers in America, made headlines when he brought his $20 billion firm back to New Jersey after years in Florida. Tepper's return was not about taxes or weather. It was about geography. From his base in Short Hills, he can reach Manhattan's financial markets in under an hour, tap into the region's deep talent pool, and still enjoy the space and privacy that New Jersey suburbs offer. Public filings confirmed the move, and news coverage at the time pointed to one clear factor: proximity. For executives with global reach, New Jersey's location offers a rare blend of access and value, quietly drawing elite capital back to its center. Every day, $2 billion moves through New Jersey's ports and warehouses, mostly unnoticed. In a world competing for speed and access, those who master geography win. Today, the state that everyone overlooks quietly shapes how America works, shops, and lives. The real power is knowing where to look.